What's up, guys? Recap for the Purdue UCLA game. Um, Overall, not a pretty game, but a win is a win. And I think, we can complain about things that happen in this game, but there's been too many times this season where we complain about something because it ended in a loss. So I think, these are the type of games where you just got to be like, you know what? You got to find a way to win. We found a way to win. We didn't give up. We rode it out to the end and ultimately came home with a W, and we'll be playing today in the championship at 3:30. So, you know, Clough saved us in this game, right? 14 rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds. He just happened to seem like he was in the right spot, the right time, every time when we needed a rebound. And then sealed it up for us. And he goes 5 for 7 for the free throw line, right? Not, just what we've asked him to be doing. He's done in these last 3 games. If he continues to do that, today and riding into the tournament, we're going to be so good in this tournament if everybody around him can play to their level, if he continues to do that. But overall, a sloppy win. 10 turnovers. I would have thought more, but more so just, not the best looking game. From the beginning, I thought, wow, we're going to run away with this. It's not even going to be close. And I was hoping that would be the case, especially without Bilodeau. But, again, a win is a win. We got to take what we can get. Ultimately, would I have liked to seen us win by 15? Yes. But we advanced to the championship, and now we have to take on Michigan, and that'll be a big test to fill, but one that I think that they're capable of doing. I'll just go down the stats. Trey with 12 points, 5 for 7 from the field, 2 for 2 from the line, and 10 rebounds. Also with 1 assist, 0 turnovers. Overall, a good game from Trey, only in 27 minutes. Didn't play as much as we've seen some of the bench play a lot more collectively today, or yesterday, sorry. But overall, solid game from Trey. I didn't think he looked the force. I thought he was just making the right plays and then rebounding when we needed him to rebound as well. So a double-double from Trey. Overall grade performance, probably A minus, B plus. Not a super loud game from Trey, but did what we asked him to do. Oscar, you got to give him an A plus. He single-handedly kept us in this game for a while. 17 points, 6 for 11, 5 for 7 from the line with 14 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block. Did a great job, I thought. Just always seemed to be in the right spot, and he did a really good job of sealing his man off multiple times and just being in the right spot to get the rebound and secure a win for us. CJ, 5 points, 2 for 5, 1 for 4. I don't know. Overall, shooting-wise, we shot 36%, 10 for 28 behind the arc. I thought we had a lot of good looks that just didn't fall. And you're going to have those games. We're on our 3rd game in a row in 3 days. It's going to happen in hopes that today shots fall. But, overall, we definitely could have shot the ball better. I didn't think it was because we weren't getting good looks. I thought we were getting good looks. We just weren't capitalizing. CJ defensively, I thought he did a solid job as normal. And he had a few good facilitating moments as well. He had 4 assists to 1 rebound, though. But, we'll take what we can get. Offensive production could have been a little bit more, but defensively he did what he's supposed to do. There were times where I thought that he just wasn't in a lot, but he does end with 28 minutes. So, Braden with 32 minutes, only 5 points, 1 for 7, 1 for 5. 9 assists to 5 turnovers. Braden has struggled offensively, scoring-wise here recently, especially in this tournament. I would really like to see that going. We're going to have to see him do that. We're going to have to see him score today against Michigan if we want to win that game. Obviously, we need to see him facilitate as well. I do believe he's 12 assists from the record, so he's close. We want him to get there, but I want him to make the right play. I want him to go, and if he's needing to score, to score. There are some times that I think that he knows that the record's close. I don't think he's purposely doing it the whole time, but I would like to see him step up a little bit more. Fletcher, okay performance, 14 points, 4 for 11, 4 for 10 behind the arc. He had a decent amount of open looks that I thought should have went in. A lot of shots went long. Again, I didn't think it was based off of bad looks. I thought that we just weren't making shots. Daniel, 9 minutes, 4 points, 2 for 2, 0 rebounds. He had a situation where he gets a bucket on 3 people. I believe then he blocks a shot, and then Fletcher zips one into him and he one-hand dunks it. That sequence was really good. I really like to see that from Daniel. I want to see his confidence go up as he can be a key piece for us. We just need to see him, step up a little bit. And then I thought there was a few. Then he had like 2 fouls in a row, and it kind of went back to what we've been used to seeing this season. But that sequence shows that there is hope for him. That I think that he can become something. Omer, 5 points, 1 for 5. With a 3, he made 2 free throws, 1 assist, 2 turnovers. That 3 from Omer was a big 3. I thought it was. He caught it, was fading, shot it. He's a high, he makes tough shots like that. But I'm not sure. Like, sometimes it's situational where I think you got to know what the situation is. You can't be shooting like that or something. He also turned the ball over twice. I thought both of them were careless turnovers. He is kind of prone to do that sometimes, and it needs to get better. But, in a win, you're going to be okay with that kind of play. But coming into March, we have got to, tighten that stuff up and not allow simple mistakes like that. Jack, in 15 minutes, 8 points, 3 for 3, 2 for 2 behind the arc, and 6 rebounds to 1 turnover, a steal. He did have 2 fouls. A-plus game from Jack. I thought he did a great job being in the right spot. I always think that he is hustling. He made that play where he tipped it off of Perry, I believe it was, on the sideline. I always think Jack is playing 110%. Sometimes I think he's the most confident out there shooting, and then sometimes I think he needs some confidence. But overall, I love Jack, and I think that there's so much potential for him. Obviously, he had that buzzer beater, so that was awesome. But I think Jack, A-plus game from Jack. I thought he did a great job. Jakari, 3 points, 1 for 3. All of his shots coming behind the arc with 1 rebound and a steal. His steal was pretty clutch. I thought that was a good play. I thought he did a pretty good job of, I just thought Jakari had a decent game. Stats don't jump off the paper, but I thought he played decent. Nothing crazy, but I didn't think it was overall bad. Defensively, I thought he held up, did a good job. You look at the UCLA, you thought this would be a Donovan Dent game. He ends up going down with, I believe it was a calf injury. Ends with 2 points, 1 for 4. Even when he was playing, I felt like we did a good job on him, not allowing him to get downhill or anything. He had 1 assist, 2 points. Xavier Booker went on a run for a while where it was him and Daly, I think, kind of just kept trading buckets for a little bit, and that's when I started to get a little bit nervous. Overall, Daly has 10 rebounds. After that, their highest rebounder was 5. We out-rebound them 37-26. So, like I previously said in the preview, owning the glass is something that we're going to have to do to win games, and I thought we did a good job of that. They did have 9 offensive rebounds. We had 13. I thought that they got a few that we should have had. But overall, again, we come away with a win. I thought Perry did a really good job he plays 40 minutes in this game. Ends with 15 points, 4 for 12. So percentage-wise doesn't look that great. But I thought he did a good job running the point guard position with Dent being out. Ends with 9 assists. But, I think we forced them to take some tough shots, and they made some tough shots. And then in the second half especially, we had some defensive lapses like we have previously in the season, and that just can't happen. The 2 games leading up to here, we have played really good defense, in my opinion, or have much better defense, I should say. This game started out pretty good and then kind of dwindled down a little bit. If we want to win the game against Michigan, it's got to stay solid the whole game. But, yeah, overall, a sloppy win, but a win is a win. And I said that multiple times, but, you would much rather nitpick stuff in a win than complain about stuff in a loss. So, closer than what it should have been. But overall, I thought they played intense and got the job done. So, now we got to take on Michigan in hopes that we can get it done. So, thanks for tuning in. I hope you guys have been able to watch these games and watch the Boilers go on a run. So, tune into the Michigan game at 3:30. It's currently 2:13. But thanks for tuning into these videos, and go Boilers!